who want jobs, people who are leaving jobs, people who are just trying to get by in life. And a lot of the times, little things are overlooked, like a handshake. How often do you guys actually meet your candidates, shake their hand before you hire them, or send them to a place? Not all that often. How often do you at least hand them a business card? Again, it kind of falls to the wayside more often than not. Going with the theme of this particular event, which is new things, a lot of bigger things that are being currently talked about out there are social media environments that revolve around geospace and locations and checking into places. Now, quick poll, how many people in here have smartphones? iPhones, Blackberries, Droids? Okay. How many people in here use Foursquare? Okay. Anyone in here use Yelp? Okay, a few more for Yelp. Okay, that works. And what about Twitter? Does anyone use Twitter? Okay. I got 2 more to go. Is anyone familiar with a site called Eventbrite? Oh, okay, big hands on that one. And obviously Meetup.com is another big one. So, actually, one more question, I lied, I'm sorry. How many people in here, depending on your industry, I know it fluctuates, but how many people can say that they know where the nearest and best happy hour spot to their biggest competitor is located? Or where the nearest Starbucks is? Or where the nearest coffee shop is? How many people have been to those places? I mean, realistically, when was the last time you went to Accenture and went to the Starbucks downstairs and watched people come in and out in business suits all day long and handed out a few business cards? Most people don't do it all that often, to be honest. It's something that I've recently started doing. For me, I hire usually outside of New York, so it hasn't been overly effective, though I have worked on campaigns with other companies where it has been much more effective. In particular, I don't know if we have anyone who hires nurses or doctors in here, but let me tell you, you sit in a Starbucks outside of a hospital and you just watch people walk in and out with their scrubs all day, you know where they work. It doesn't take much to just reach out and say, hey, I'm looking for nurses, I'm looking for doctors. Do you happen to know anyone? Here's my card. Give me a call if you know anyone that's interested. How this ties back to smartphones? Well, use an application like Foursquare or Yelp where you can physically check into a location. So, for instance, here, you create a Stout. You can actually take out your phone, open up Foursquare, and it'll pull up local places, and you can hit the check-in button, and you can see who else is in there. So, if you're doing that, why not stand outside of your competitor's office and check in? And just look at the list of people that are also checked in, especially if you're in IT. I mean, everyone's using that. Things like Eventbrite and Meetup.com, also big hits. A lot of people using it for different things. Have you ever used it for things other than recruiting meetups? You know, have you looked for IT meetups? Have you ever gone to those meetups, checked in, and looked at all the different IT people that are there, or different, now again, it varies profession to profession, and everything's different. But overall, a lot of this translates over to, again, human capital. I mean, me personally, I hate being in an office all day. Give me an excuse to go sit in a Starbucks in the morning before work. I mean, I go there anyway, so it's, you know what? If I sit and want to block away at one of my competitors, why not hand out a few business cards? It's not flyering, it's not harassment, but, or leave one sitting on the table, before you leave. Leave a couple business cards sitting on the table and see what happens. It's not the end-all, but I think people are too heavily reliant on the internet these days. I mean, there are tons of great sites, Monster, The Ladder, LinkedIn and Twitter, and so on and so forth, some quality, but at the same point in time, a lot of people who are recruiting locally overlook what's right in front of them. A lot of people tend to, have competitors that are in the same exact building as them. Why not start up a conversation with someone in the lobby that day? You start up one conversation with a new person every day, you're bound to hit people from that company. You're bound to hit people that know people at the very least that might be looking for work. Like, hey, I'm not actually looking for work, I'm very happy, but I have a friend who's looking. Oh, here's my card, have him give me a call. You guys can work in the same building then, wouldn't that be fun? So, just, in my experience again, I don't do a whole lot of this on a daily basis. But I have found it to be somewhat effective. Another thing, and he's not here today to talk about this, but Steve Levy, I don't know if you know him, one of the big things he does is he'll go and sit at a Starbucks in a random location, and he'll just send out a random tweet or a couple of tweets, and he'll just say, hey, I'm recruiting for this, I'm sitting at Starbucks, if you're interested in looking for a job, and a bunch of proper hashtags, and people actually show up for that. They come and they sit down and they talk to them. So it's a quick hit, you know, it's not the end all, but again, it's a great way to build a network that doesn't cost anything other than a cup of coffee and a handshake. So, that's kind of where I was going to, I don't know if my time's up here, but...
Yeah, you're approaching 5 minutes. So we can open up for Q&A.
I didn't really expect it to be a huge Q&A, it's more of just kind of a topical piece, but especially living in New York, you know,